Have you ever worried that your family's past might come back to haunt you? In 100 Years of Solitude, which is also headed to Netflix, you'll step into a world where ordinary life blends with the magical. Stick around to find out why this story is a must-read and a must-watch, all without giving away any spoilers. 100 Years of Solitude, written by Gabriel García Márquez, follows the Buendía family over several generations in the fictional town of Macondo. Even though Macondo begins as a small, peaceful village, it grows and changes as new people arrive. Like traveling gypsies with magical items and outside forces, including foreign companies and shifting political powers, bring both progress and trouble. While the plot covers big events such as civil wars and social upheaval, its true focus is on the Buendías themselves, their hopes, fears, mistakes, and love affairs. As readers, and soon viewers, we become witnesses to their triumphs and tragedies, and we see how each new generation struggles with the same forces that shaped those who came before them. One of the most famous aspects of the novel is its magical realism. In Macondo, supernatural things happen almost every day. Characters may live far beyond normal human lifespans, ghosts can walk around and chat with the living, and the sky might open up for rain that lasts longer than you ever thought possible. What's fascinating is how the townspeople take these marvels for granted. They might be surprised for a moment, but life goes on as if everything is completely natural. This approach makes the book feel both fantastical and grounded at the same time. We're not just reading about wizards and potions. We're seeing ordinary people dealing with extraordinary events as part of their daily routines. If Netflix preserves this magical realism, viewers could be treated to a show that combines the warmth of a family saga with the wonder of a fairy tale. Another key feature of 100 Years of Solitude is the repetition of names within the Buendía family. Many of the male characters are named José Arcadio or Aureliano, while the women often share similar names like Remedios or Amaranta. This can be confusing at first, but there's a reason behind it. Gabriel García Márquez uses these repeated names to highlight how the past keeps looping back, almost like a record on repeat. It's not just about a name. It's also about the traits and destinies carried forward by each new José Arcadio or Aureliano. In essence, the story asks, can we break free from the patterns set by our ancestors, or are we doomed to repeat them? While watching or reading, you might notice that certain personality traits or life choices echo ones from previous generations, giving the novel a timeless and circular feel. A major theme that runs through the novel is solitude or deep loneliness. Despite living in a bustling household, many of the Buendía family members feel cut off from those around them. Some throw themselves into projects, like alchemy or political revolutions, while others chase passionate, but often doomed romances. No matter the path they choose, they often end up emotionally distant or misunderstood, even if the house is crowded. This feeling of isolation can make the novel surprisingly relatable. After all, it's entirely possible to be surrounded by people and still feel alone if nobody truly understands your hopes or fears. This personal element of the story resonates across cultures and eras, which helps explain why 100 Years of Solitude remains so popular today. The novel also covers social and historical changes that mirror real events in Latin America. As foreign companies move into Macondo, they bring modern technology and employment opportunities, but also exploitation and social conflict. Civil wars break out, with neighbors and even relatives on opposite sides, and the local culture is swept up in a tide of political struggles. While 100 Years of Solitude isn't meant to be a direct historical account, It captures the emotional truth of how external powers, like political parties or big business, can shake up a community that once felt stable. The upcoming Netflix adaptation may highlight these conflicts and show how they transform Macondo from a forgotten settlement into a place scarred by violence and change. Even if these events feel distant at first, their effects on the Buendía family are deeply personal, reminding us that big social shifts often have very real, intimate consequences for individuals. One thing to keep in mind, especially for a TV adaptation, is how time works in 100 Years of Solitude. Events don't always move forward in a straight line. They can loop around, jump to a future event, or revisit the past without warning. This approach can make the story feel like a dream. The lines between past, present, and future often blur. Some characters seem to live in multiple time periods at once, either through memory, prophecy, or supernatural means. If the Netflix show handles this skillfully, we might see flashbacks or special visual effects that reflect the novel's sense of cyclical time, adding layers of depth and mystery. Why should you care about reading the book or watching the Netflix series? One reason is that 100 Years of Solitude offers an honest look at human nature. Even though characters witness magical events, their emotions, love, jealousy, pride, regret, are very real. Another reason is the novel's cultural richness. Gabriel García Márquez's writing style, sometimes referred to as poetic prose, opens a window into a Latin American tradition that mixes folklore, myth, and daily life in a way that feels both universal and unique. Experiencing Macondo's wonders can broaden your perspective on storytelling itself, showing how fantasy can illuminate truths about family, society, and the way we think about our past. Finally, the book poses important questions. Does our family's history define us? Or can we chart a new path? Does solitude protect us from pain? Or does it keep us from truly living? And how do the highs and lows of a single family reflect the larger story of a community, and even a nation? The Buendías face repeated moments of love and heartbreak, hope and despair, success and downfall. Whether you pick up the novel or watch the Netflix version, you'll be invited to step into a world where every moment is tinged with magic, and every decision carries the weight of ancestral echoes. Without spoiling any major twists, it's safe to say that the final chapters bring a powerful sense of closure that reveals just how closely the Buendía family's fate is tied to Macondo's own destiny. This ending has become legendary among readers, prompting discussions on fate, free will, and the way history can sometimes feel like a script we can't escape. It's another reason why 100 Years of Solitude stands out in world literature, and why so many people are excited to see how Netflix will handle it on screen. The story's combination of personal drama and sweeping mysterious forces offers a unique blend that few other works achieve. If you enjoyed this summary, please like the video and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear what intrigues you most about 100 Years of Solitude. Is it the magical realism, the repeating names, or the deep theme of solitude? Also, tell us which book you want us to summarize next, and we might just feature it in a future video. Thank you for watching, and get ready to explore the magical yet haunting world of Macondo when you dive into this modern classic, either on the page or on Netflix. It's a journey that might just change the way you think about family, time, and the power of storytelling.